It is championship weekend for INDY NXT by Firestone and the NTT IndyCar Series. And we have made our way to Nashville Superspeedway to close out the 2024 season. Cars rolling out of the racetrack for INDY NXT by Firestone for their first of two practice sessions today. They'll go qualifying later this afternoon as well. Okay, Davey, it is a concrete racetrack. What makes that so different than some of the other facilities that you'll see around the country on some of these big ovals?
Well, one thing with concrete, it tends, the way they lay it over asphalt, it tends to be a bit bumpier. And then at times it could be a little more, a little more trying on these tires, a little more aggressive as far as the grip's concerned, and sometimes harder tires. Although Firestone came with a really good tire, I didn't see any tire problems whatsoever. I think it's more the bumps and the grip level outside the line. I think once the grip is in the line or the rubber gets down, you're pretty good. It's just let's hope that the second groove actually works and we see a lot of passing. So we got one on the wall right now. Actually, you got one off turn 4 right now. Let's look at the monitor. See, it looks like that.
Oh, it's Christian Brooks, I believe.
Could be Brooks.
Christian Brooks in car 39, and he has severely damaged that car. In fact, the left front tire is now bouncing and rolling its way down the front straightaway. It'll cross the start-finish line. Christian Brooks' car, though, most certainly will not as he hit the wall coming out of turn number 4. Good pick up there by Davey Hamilton. The AMR safety crew is there assessing Christian again.
The tire, it's not giving up.
It's not giving up.
It's going to make it. It's going to make it. It's going to make it right on that yellow line down to the start-finish line. But that was a good. He turned, and it could be that bump that we talked about. Now he didn't run a great time. He's only at a 28.75. He was much quicker than that in the test. I'm just going to have to think that maybe some cold tires in that bump. I mean, we need to pay attention because I know it's a fairly good bump. But as I said, Foster, he hit it into practice. I know he's one of the cars that spun. Unfortunately, he didn't have contact, and right now, the bummer is Christian did get in that wall pretty hard.
And here's your first look at a replay of what happened. Looks like that was already in progress. He was up against the outside wall. Boy, great job by him. It was Callum Hedge jumping way below the apron. Here came Yuvan Sundaramurthy. He did a nice job jumping to the outside to miss that tire, but that's a big contact, a lot of damage to that car 39.
Yeah, it was. And so one reason the tire is we know that there's tethers on these cars to keep everything contained and, where they're like wheels and tires. But that tire, it broke the wheel. It broke the wheel out. So that tether did everything it was supposed to. You can't put tethers on wheels. They can't spin with a tire. So, yeah, definitely the safety did what it was supposed to do. The most important part, that Christian got out of that car fine. He stepped out of it, just obviously disappointed. But that car did take, that was a big hit.
Green flag is back out for INDY NXT by Firestone to resume practice here with a little over 17 minutes to go, and drivers are getting after it. We see James Rowe and Salvador de Alba solid on the steering wheels through turns 1 and 2. De Alba's been really strong on the ovals this season. He certainly appears to be a threat to win. Seeing the golden black machine of Michael D'Orlando down the front straightaway, putting some pressure on Jonathan Brown. He'll pop to the inside, trying to pass him into turn number 1. So good to have him back on the calendar, Davey, to close out the season here. Nolan Allers is back as well. INDY NXT by Firestone, so a couple drivers that have put together the finances to at least close the season out here in Nashville. And Michael D'Orlando, we know, has been itching to get back behind the wheel of that race car, and he's done a nice job in the handful of starts that he has made this year.
That's right, and he was not one of the ones that were able to test here. So these are his first laps around here, and so I think he's doing a really good job. I mean, getting up to speed right now, he's already 8th quickest. That just tells you, how good this kid is and how he should be in a full-time ride now. He, like you said, started off the season, and the mid parts they didn't have the funding to be able to run that number 3 car, and but he always worked hard and thought, hey, I need a chance. Another turn 4 yellow, another
Salvador de Alba
we just talked about, and the lap before that they had an onboard camera with him, and in the 17 looks like he has some damage. Nah, it doesn't look like any damage. I think he was involved and maybe went to avoid, but the onboard, you could see that big bump right in the middle of the corner. I mean, I didn't realize how big it was. I just listened to the drivers, and when I was here for the test, you couldn't really see it, right? I mean, visually without these monitors and the onboard cameras, and boy, it's a big bump down there when I seen the steering wheel and him take that bump. So
the third, Davey, here's a look at the replay. That car was sideways, and he tried to catch it.
Yeah, and you can see they have a line back there. I don't know if that stripe is where the bump is, so everybody knows it, but he definitely hit it. Now, one good thing with him, he made it around majority of the corner. Damage to the car, yes, but not massive damage. I mean, you see their left front suspension for sure but even like the nose wing didn't really get hit, and side pod, rear wing got a little bit, but that one's not near as bad as the hit. Tires going to get some heat in it before you go for it, and I think that's very key, because you, as a driver, sometimes you know that you're on new tires, but it's always that, oh yeah, we got to make sure that don't make a mistake. They just warned you, so don't force yourself into a mistake.
Louis Foster, the fastest here in practice, quick lap time at 25.829 seconds around this Nashville Superspeedway, and we've been watching a replay, Davey, of Miles Rowe making his way around the racetrack. He currently sits 10th, and he's navigating this racetrack.
Yeah, he got a little free as well. I mean, he had a little bit sideways in that turn 3-4. He corrected it. Obviously did not spin, was able to continue on, but the car definitely stepped out. As you know, they're going now. They're running. Actually, we talked about Dio Orlando, just got passed right there by Aaron. Aaron looked, he ran good at the test as well, and I think Foster's time was kind of quick time in that area for the test. So they're probably getting close to where they were test time, so the track should be rubbering up a little bit, a little more confidence for these drivers.
Quick, and then Taylor Ferns is back with us in Indy NXT by Firestone right now. She is 18th fastest of the field so far. Look at this hornet's nest, Davey, down the front straightaway. D'Orlando's going to look inside Colette. We got Bryce Aaron, Jack William Miller. They're all over each other in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's one thing that we've seen in the test as
Kyle
well.
Colette.
Wow, he definitely tried that outside. No grip there yet. I mean, slid way up as Aaron and D'Orlando went by him, and now Aaron is on the inside of D'Orlando, go through 3 and 4. They go over that bump, seem fine. I mean, the cars look good over that at that point right there. And one thing in the test, we've seen a lot of testing like this. In the test, it was group practice, and where all the teams were out there, acting like it was a race. That was good.
So we'll see what Taylor Ferns can do this weekend.
Another
We got an
turn
accident
4.
in turn 4. Nolan Aller's car is sliding back across the grass right in front of our championship leader, Louis Foster, who is coming back to pit lane. As the checkered flag is out, that's Nolan Aller, who's driving that number 10 that Reese Gold has piloted for most of the year. And he's got some rear wing damage.
Yeah,
he didn't catch it hard, but it's damaged.
Yeah, a little bit of damage that rear wing, kicked it up a bit. But that's how it looked like. Not much damage, fortunately, on that car. Just looked like it pushed the back wing forward, but all the suspension looks okay. We'll watch it right here. Yeah, same thing. He got sideways. He did hit the attenuator. There could be some gearbox issues there, but bit that wing forward. But no real suspension damage, right off the bat. So a lucky way to hit for sure, and was able to bring it right on pit lane as that checker flag falls. So this session will be over with Louis Foster being on top of the charts.
Yeah, we've been giving you lap times, but there is a look for those of you joining us online at the speeds as the checker flag is out. Louis Foster, the fastest of the 18 drivers. No surprise there at 185.370 miles per hour. Jacob Abel ends up second. He and Bryce Aaron were both north of the 184 miles per hour. You get 3 drivers in the 183 mile per hour range. Kyle Collette, Jamie Chadwick, Yuvan Sundaramurthy. Rest of the top 10 sees Josh Pearson, Miles Rowe, Michael D'Orlando, and Jonathan Brown. As we wait to put the finishing touches, Jake Query is going to try to catch up with one of the drivers down on pit lane.